What's up guys, Chris Glancy here, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the 2021 Tarmac SL7 S-Works. I did a video on this bike a couple days ago, but we ended up switching out the Grupo. This is from my buddy, my close buddy Pete. It originally came with the Sram Durace Di2, and he wanted to put the Sram Red on there. Fortunately, all the Sram versions of this bike were sold out for the year, so we got our hands on a Grupo. We slapped it on this bike, and just for the record, you can actually get this bike when it was available with the Sram Red, same colorway, or with the Sram or with the Shimano Di2, I'm sorry. So we did a complete overhaul from the frame down, thanks to my buddy Grant over at GC Performance and Bicycle Generation, where we work and put this bad boy together. So taking a closer look at this thing, instead of having the Di2, this has the Sram Red 12-speed hydraulic brakes. Really cool thing about this group set that I love a lot is that the shifter levers and the brake lever, I'm sorry, is carbon. So it's obviously going to add some more weight and just looks really neat when we get this thing out the sun. I'll pull it out and I'll show you guys how that looks like, and even the color of the bike. So this frame is going to be the matte chameleon purple with a greenish tint, greenish hue to it, with the new Revolve CLX rapid wheel set. We did some cool things to this. He opted for the Sram, or I mean not Sram, on the Sram Red derailleur, he has got the CeramicSpeed oversized pulley system. So I really am a big fan of this. I've done it to a couple bikes in the past. My new Venge I didn't do it to, but my older one I put it on there, and I really dig the look. It looks super sick. Reason why people, or I've had tons of people over the years ask me about this, the CeramicSpeed oversized pulley. What does it do? What are the benefits of it? Is it just for looks? Because I mean, let's be honest, that drivetrain looks insane. So the main difference you're going to notice with this oversized pulley, number one, the carbon shell, or the carbon cage that it sits on, is it's fully carbon. So it's obviously going to reduce a lot of weight to the bike. And since the pulleys are oversized, what CeramicSpeed is claiming, that it's going to save your rider some wattage, about 2 to 3 watts, which I think that's huge if you're in the racing market, or if you're in the weekend warrior group rides where you're doing 60+ miles a week. That's obviously going to help you from fatiguing with having that oversized pulley system, and it looks really sick on the bike. Also, same thing with the Durace version as with the Sram. You are going to get the S-Works power saddle, which is a full shell on the bottom of the seat, and carbon rails. So that saddle is honestly one of my favorites. I know you guys heard me say that a bunch and I'm being redundant about it, but this saddle is phenomenal. Again, with the handlebar stem combo, we have the S-Works Aerofly 2 handlebar, where everything's internally routed, and with the new Tarmac S-Works stem, which neat upgrade they did. They made the bolts on the front of that thing titanium, which I like a lot better than having the older style ones, because I know they're always rusting out on people's bikes and customers' bikes, and they, you know, a lot of people were complaining about it. So Specialized went ahead and upgraded those to titanium, which I like a lot. He put the Garmin mount on here. Looks really clean. He just has a basic Garmin 130. I have the same one. I love it. It's super clean, super small, very flush, with a Specialized stick light on the front. And I like how it looks, because it's just almost the same size as the bar. So when you look at it directly on, I mean, that thing is just as arrow as that handlebar. And on the back, which this is one of my favorite mounts, and you only can do this for Specialized saddle, this is the Specialized SWAT mount that you could only use the stick light on there. And I just absolutely love the way that looks. Super clean. I know down here, if you ride with a saddlebag, you're kind of like frowned upon, or you look like a newbie or a noob or whatever. So most of us down here, we don't really ride with saddlebags. We keep everything in our jerseys. That being said, with this SWAT mount for the rear saddle, it just looks super clean, very aero. When you turn your light on, I mean, that thing is just up in the air. It's high, so obviously cars can see you, and it looks really good. Another cool thing I want to talk to you guys about on this bike, on SRAM versus Shimano, one of the main things I love, and I've been riding the SRAM 11 speed since 2016, is if your battery ever fails, one cool trick you can always do, especially here in down in South Florida, it's very flat. Let's say your rear derailleur battery dies, right? Completely right. And a way to check that, there's a button on here with the indicator. You can push it, it'll turn green. Green means good. You could literally pop this out if that thing was blinking red, switch it with your front derailleur battery, pop that guy out, throw it back there, and you are good to go. Now your gas tank is completely full, and you could throw the dead battery on the front derailleur, because down here we're mostly in that big chain ring anyways. We're not really dropping down to that smaller chain ring because Florida is almost 100% flat. Even if, I mean, unless you go to like North Florida, Claremont, Mount Dora, where they do the Horrible 100 ride once a year. But I love that about the SRAM. This is also the new 12 speed, and it normally comes with an 11, I think it's a 30 or 32 rear cassette. He wanted a compact cassette, so we got him the SRAM Red 1126. On the older SRAM 11 speed, it was 1125. I guess for the new 12 speed, it is the 1126 if you want to go for the compact cassette on there. Equipped with the SRAM Red chain, which this chain is very interesting. Notice how only on one side it's completely flat, the other side has the grooves like normal chains. So I guess when the guys over at SRAM were putting this together, I don't know the exact details. I think it's for weight saving. I believe this chain is a little bit lighter than the previous SRAM Red 11 speed chain. One thing I did notice though about this chain, if you don't throw any type of lube on here, it tends to get very loud. I've had some people bring that up. Some customers be like, oh, I don't know why my chain just making a bunch of noise. Their gears will be perfectly dialed in, but their chain is very noisy. So I guess that's kind of like a good indicator. If you're riding around, especially A1A over here, it's very salty and sandy. And if you're not lubing up your chain, it's going to get dry, and it can cause corrosion and rust to your chain. So I guess it's kind of has its plus and minuses, but that's one thing I want to bring to people who are opting for the SRAM, to go ahead and make sure to keep that lubricated. Also with the SRAM crankset, this has to be one of my favorite looking cranks on the market. It is fully integrated with the Cork power meter. I mean, this bike is super insane, and just the way that looks really crazy. Also, if you wanted to opt for the 1x and not the 2x on the crankset, you can go ahead and do that also and have the Cork power meter integrated into the bike. But that being said, guys, this is the bike. If you have any questions, comments, and concerns, drop a comment in the comment box below, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.